Bava Basra Daf. We're going to begin daf test on the base of Nachman Yitzchak Omar. Nachman Yitzchak Omar, Hakadosh Baruch Hu Mamtz Libnei Adam Hamu Gonim Lasis Lehen. Hashem sends him people who are deserving of charity, so that he will reap his reward for helping them. Lapuge Mai. What does this come to exclude? Lapuge, but the Darashrav Malik Siva Yu Lachshol Vanecha Beis Apla Sivahem. What does the pasuk mean by saying, "Let them be made to stumble before you deal thus with them in the time of your anger"? Even when the Rishayim who pursued me subdue their inclination and seek to perform acts of charity before you, cause them to stumble upon dishonest people who are not deserving of charity, so that they will not receive reward for coming for their assistance. Whoever is the cause of the performing acts of tzedakah, he merits and bracha. So anyone who's accustomed to performing acts of tzedakah merits bracha. You will have sons who are masters of wisdom. Bali Oyishir, masters of wealth. Bali Agada, masters of Agada. Bali Chachma, masters of Agada. The Ksiv, as the pasuk says, Himtza Chaim, finds life. Bali Oyishir, masters of wealth. The Ksiv Tzedakah, charity. Bali Agada, Ksiv Chabit. Ksiv Chabit. It says there, honor. Ksiv Asam, it says over there, Chabit. Chacham Yichalo, the wise shall inherit honor. Tanya was talking about Bryce. The mayor would say, Ishla the Balhadin, La Shibcha, Lecha. An opponent may bring an argument against you and say, Emele Kechem, Oyevaniemhu. If Hashem loves the poor, Nema and Mafarnasan, for what reason does he not support himself? Why doesn't he support them himself? Amalai. So in such a case, say to him, Shinitzel Anu Bahan. He commands us to act as his shliach and sustain the poor, so that through them he will be credited. In other words, with the performance of mitzvahs, and therefore be saved from the judgment of Gehenna. This is what Hashem loves poor people. Why doesn't he sustain them? So that he will be saved from the judgment of Gehenna. Okay, so now turn the first said to Rabbi Akiva, on the contrary, is this the charity which condemns you to Gehenna because you give it? I'll give you a mashal. This is like a king who gets angry at his slave. And put him in prison. And he commanded them to not feed him or do not drink him. Don't give him to drink. One person went and actually gave him food and drink. When the king hears about this, like he's not going to be angry. And you are called avodim. The children of Israel are slaves to me. Hashem decreed that a certain business should be impoverished, so one who gives charity, the chayda defies the will of Hashem. So I'm letting Akiva, it says, he says, I'll give you the same mashal. A king of flesh and blood who was angry with his sons, and he put them in jail. And he said, do not give him food and drink. And the king heard about this. So once his anger abated, would he not react by sending the person a gift? But not Korean bottom, we are called children. He said to him, you are called sons and you are called slaves. When you do Hashem's will, you're called banim. When you don't, you're called banim. You don't want to do Hashem's will. It says, is it not to share your bread with the hungry, that you will bring the poor that are cast out to the house? When do we bring the poor that are cast into the houses? Now, when we have the ability to the Roman soldiers in our homes. And about that very time it says, not to share your bread with the hungry. Just as a person's entire livelihood is allocated to him from Rosh Hashanah, when Hashem issues his judgment for the entire year, so too are a person's monetary losses allocated to him from Rosh Hashanah. Zocha, if he merits, you shall share your bread with the hungry. In other words, he will spend the sum allocated on him on gifts of charity. If not, shall bring the poor that are cast out of your houses. In other words, he will be compelled by the government to build soldiers in the house and feed them against as well. This is like the incident involving the nephews of Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai. They saw in a dream that his nephews, one saw in a dream that his nephews were destined to lose 700 dinars over the course of a year. Asinu shoklu minayel tzedakah. Encouraged them and took money from them for tzedakah. Pushka bayo shipsar dinari, and they were left with 17 dinars out of 700. When Yom Kippur arrived, the government sent messengers who came and took the remaining 17 dinars. So Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai says, they're not fair that they will take even more from you. They took you from 17 dinars that were still with you. So the Nephi said to him, how do you know? He said, I had a dream. So he said, why did you not tell us about this dream? I said it's better that they perform a mitzvah l'shma, and I know that from the start that you were afraid to lose the amount of money, the mitzvah would have not been performed purely for its own sake. Now relates to Papa Papa was once climbing up a ladder. When his foot slipped and he almost fell. Amar, he said, Hashta now is the one who hates us. Said, now is the one who hates us. In other words, like it's a euphemism for himself, like a chayav for Michal Shabbos and Avodah Zarah. The punishment of the Papa nearly escaped. Perhaps a poor person once approached you and did not sustain him, and therefore you were given a glimpse of the punishment that you actually deserve. Anyone turns his eye away from seeking tzedakah, it's as if he worships idols. It says beware that there be not a base through thought in your heart. Any acts of charity and kindness that a yid performs in this world, so any charity and kindness that a person performs in this world make great peace and great intercessories between the Jewish people and their Father in heaven. It says, Hashem, I'll tell you base Marzeach, while Telef this by the Valtan Lehem, Safter Shlemim Beis, Sachez Sarakon. So said Hashem, enter not in the house of mourning, either go to lament nor bemoan them, for I have taken away my peace from this people. Chesed is Chesed Merachah v'Zut Tzedakah. In Tanya, Shoimer, Tzedakah Shemagrev Tzedakah Es HaGdula. Great is charity, and that advances the redemption. Like it says, so said Hashem, uphold justice and do charity, for my salvation is near to come, my righteousness to be revealed. Who said, 10 strong entities were created in the world, one stronger than the other. Hat kosha, a mountain is strong. Barzol mechatchi, and the iron, which is stronger, cleaves it. Barzol is kosha, iron is strong, but or mefa'afti, the fire melts it. Or kosha, the fire is strong, but mayim mechavez, and mayim, water could extinguish it. Mayim is kosher, but on the of Seidu may say, cloud, but the clouds bear it. Avim is kosher, maruah mefarzei. Clouds are strong, but wind disperses it. Ruach kosher, wind is strong, but guf seivlei. Body withstands it. Guf kosher, but pachad seivlei. The body is strong, but fear breaks it. Pachad is kosher, fear is strong, yayin b'figei. Wine dispels it. Yayin kosher, shein mefakachti. Wine is strong, but stink drives it. Misa, death is kosher mekulo. Stuck on matzels manam nisa. It says, stuck at that, some of us in charity deliver us from the death. Daughter should be stubborn of Yani. Birdish, like in this baruch from this Basra Daf. Hashem is not like a person. Midas Basra Daf, although maybe they're in the middle of those suffer mekavim semeno, suffer in mekavim semeno. And in tips lem mekavim semeno, suffer grey premelach, suffer in grey premelach. A person gives a king a gift, it's uncertain whether the king will accept the gift or not. And even if he accepts him, who says he will be able to see the king? Hashem is not like that. A person gives a pruta to a poor person, and he would say, as for me, I will behold your face to charity. I will be satisfied when I awake with your kindness. Rabbi Elazar Yoy Prutalani Vadam Natsali. Elazar would give a pruta to a poor person, and then he would daven. Amr Dechsiv says, and he would say, it says, I will behold your face to charity. My what is the meaning of which is written, I will be satisfied when I awake with your likeness? Amr of Nachman Reitzah, Edel Tamid HaChacham, Sheminad, and Shein Neim Ben Al-Hasa. These are the Tamid HaChamim, who in pursuit of their studies, banish sleep from the eyes of this world. The Eibishter satiates them with the radiance of the divine presence of the world to come. What is the meaning of the passage that says, He that graciously gives the poor and makes a loan to Hashem? How can it be that one is considered to have granted a loan to Hashem? We're not so explicitly written in the passage, it wouldn't be impossible to say this. It's like the borrower's servant to the lender. Rabbi Echlan raises a contradiction between the two texts. It says, riches profit not on the day of wrath, but charity delivers from death. And it says, the treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but charity delivers from death. Why is it necessary to have two psukim about tzedakah? One pasuk teaches that charity delivers from unnatural death in the world. One teaches that charity delivers from judgment in the and what saves a person from Ganem? As it says, the day that is the day of wrath. What charity is that delivers from unnatural death? Niceness, the type which one gives charity, doesn't know who he's giving to. And the other one is who gives, he doesn't know who he's taking it, from who he took it. One who gives without knowing who he gave, whatever, to exclude from my ukva. How does one act to conceal their own entity and also remain ignorant of the identities of the recipient? to put the money into the charity purse. Basically, they asked the Shaila, what should a person do to have male offspring? So, you should give money, you should distribute money to poor people. You should gladden his wife before engaging in the mitzvah. A person should not donate a pruta to tzedakah unless, like Rav Chanai ben Dradin. Why do we say this? The money like Rav Chanai ben Dradin. It's like Chanai ben Dradin is appointed as a supervisor over it. A man taught him Keren Yisrael. With what shall the horn of Israel be exalted? Amalei b'chivsiso. But the pasuk go when you race. Says, they asked him, how far does the power of tzedakah extend? Said, and go out and see what my father David explained. He has distributed freely, he has given to the poor, his righteousness endures forever, his horn shall be exalted with honor. He shall dwell on high, his place of defense shall be fortress. A rocks, his bread shall be given, his water shall be sure. What's the reason that he shall dwell on high, his place of defense shall be fortress of rocks? Because his bread shall be given to the poor and his water shall be sure. Shall be given faithfully and can be trusted in this matter. Who is considered destined to the world to come? The skin of covet. All those whom about it says, and before his elders will be his glory. The Yosef of Yeshua Chalash. So the incident of Yosef, who became ill and fainted. Ingent. When he returned to get the elders, father said to him, what did he see? I saw an opposite world, where he see. If he says, those above, those who are considered important in this world were below insignificant. Those below, those who are significant in this world were above. So he says that you saw a clear world. How did you see us? Just as we are important here, we're important there. I heard them say, happy is those who arrive with the students in his hand, and also heard I also heard that those executed by the government enjoy such exalted status that no one can stand in their sections. What are these referring to? So Pshita Tanya righteousness exalts a nation, but the kinds of the people is a sin. What does it mean? Righteousness exalts a nation. It's Eli Yisrael. The Ksibti Mikampa Yisrael Yechem Lords. The Chesel Muchadas. Kol Tzal V'Chesel Shumas Elam Maisim. It's Chetul, and anything they do, it's all a sin. Shenem Maisim El is Gadol Bay. They only do this just to make themselves prestige. For Shenem like says, Dei Lehein Ma'akriba Nechechel Tishmaya Masin Lechaye Malki V'nai. They may sacrifice offerings of pleasing aroma to Hashem of heaven, and they pray like the life of the king and his sons. And if one acts this way, is it not a full-fledged tzedakah? Person says, I'm giving a tzedakah so my son should live, or should be tzedakah gomer. It's considered tzedakah gomer. So this is the kasha kam, you saw kam b'goy. One's a yid, while the other statement is referring to the charity with regards to a goy. Then Rabbi Yeshua answered and said, what does it mean righteousness exalts a nation? These are the people of Israel. And who was like your people of Israel, one nation of the earth. What does it mean? And the kindness of the people of sin. They only do this in order to perpetuate the dominion. Like it says, Therefore, O king, my counsel be acceptable to you, and break over your sins by sharing your iniquities, by showing mercy to the poor, that they may be extension of your serenity. Now, another Gamliel V'Amar. I said, stop at him and goy, righteous exaltation. El Yisrael, these are the people of Israel. They only do this in order to reform acts of haughtiness to them. And whoever acts haughty falls into Ganem. And it says, the pronoun haughty one, scorner is his name, acts in arrogant wrath. And wrath means nothing other than Ganem. It says, the day is his wrath. We still need to hear what Din has to say. Says, righteousness exalts a nation, and you saw the they all did this in order to taunt us with them. And it says, Hashem has brought it and done according to what he said, because you have sinned against the Lord and have not obeyed his voice, therefore the matter is come upon us.